official Soviet welcome at the Moscow airfield was naturally entrusted to Mr. Molotov, Commissar for Foreign Affairs. Also there was the American ambassador, Mr. Stanley, and of course Sir Archibald Clark-Kerr, the British ambassador. Then there was Marshal Shaposhnikov, the Soviet Chief of Staff, as well as a number of others, both officers and civilians, to whom the secret of the British Premier's visit had been revealed. Quite a fascinating moment this for the people waiting as the liberators came in, probably wondering which one Churchill was in. Commando was Churchill's plane, as we know. Obviously in the highest spirits, he looks around and straight away sees someone he already knows well, Molotov. At this great Moscow meeting, Roosevelt was represented by Mr. Harriman, who said, "The President stands back of everything Mr. Churchill has come to do here." General Sir Alan Brooke was another of the visitors, and there's Wavell on the right. Big men for a big occasion, to bring their collective knowledge and skill to a united plan of strategy. At the inspection, the Soviet Guard of Honor saw the man who personifies Britain's will to win. He saw typical Red Army men whose comrades were at that very moment fiercely resisting almost the full might of the German war machine. There followed a short speech by Churchill. The Russian translation, which you'll see on the screen, was of course added by the Soviet newsreel men, and this is how they showed the picture in Moscow.
And we are determined that we will continue hand in hand. Whatever our sufferings, whatever our toils, we will continue hand in hand like comrades and brothers until every vestige of the Nazi regime has been beaten into the ground, until the memory only of it remains as an example and a warning for future times.
A glimpse of some of the American pilots who flew the British party out. One of them described Churchill as a great guy. I think we can all endorse that. From the airfield, the Premier had to proceed to the meeting with Stalin without being observed. The journey involved a drive through Moscow, yet apparently they got away with it all right, though they do say that somebody, seeing a man in a car lighting a big cigar, wondered if it could be Winston Churchill. It was actually here, they say, in Gorky Street, that one suspicion was aroused as the cars drove along to the Kremlin. Conversations proceeded between the representatives of the three powerful Allied nations in an atmosphere of cordiality and complete sincerity. There's not the slightest doubt that the President of the Council of the People's Commissars, in other words, Joseph Stalin, and Prime Minister Winston Churchill got on tremendously well. It could hardly be otherwise between two men of such outstanding experience and ability. Profound respect for each other's character, plus their identical aim, the obliteration of all that Hitler stands for, made the success of their meeting certain and positive. This newsreel picture of the two men together tells its own story of this immediate, cordial relationship. Of the rest of the meeting, the talks, the planning, obviously no film could be made. Only the departure scenes remain when the visitors returned to the airfield in the early dawn of that rather rainy Sunday morning. Officially, a number of decisions were reached covering the field of war against Hitlerite Germany and her associates in Europe. The Soviet, the United States and Britain are fighting on till Hitler is beaten into the ground. That's what the historic meeting guarantees. It means ultimate and total defeat for the enemy after tremendous effort and terrible sacrifice on the part of all of us, the Soviet, America, Great Britain.